Once upon a time, there was two £3 billion aircraft carriers, the HMS Queen Elizabeth and the HMS Prince of Wales. But today, there is only one that is actually operational since it broke down last August in 2022. Anyway, before we carry on with this story, we must go on and boop the old like button. Helps the channel, you know. Well, in August 2022, the aircraft carrier HMS Prince of Wales, well, it broke down. And the AA could not help. And that was near the Isle of Wight, while it was deporting refugees. Oh, no, sorry, that's another story. I mean, departing from Portsmouth for trials in the US. Well, that aircraft carrier it's been under repair ever since that time. Now, the Sunday Times has reported that there's a cost involved. There's no guarantees, no warranties, no. For repairing the bent shaft or misalignment or problem with the strut. I don't know. I don't know if it's a stern glands, if it's the shaft is bent, or if it's a problem with the bearings. I don't know. Is it the coupling? I don't know. Maybe that will get their gland material out and start packing that gland. No, I don't know. Either way, they reckon that the cost of repair has increased to £20 million. Well, it wasn't fit for purpose because it didn't work. Why are we paying another £20 million to repair this flippin' warship? It was broken from day one. Well, and the repair duration is expected to be longer than initially anticipated. Yes, it's a major job. Probably got to put into dry dock and stuff like that to actually do the repairs. It's not a case of sending divers down like you might do on one of the old Elysians or something in the old Broads, Norfolk Broads. No. That's a major job. Well, the ship weighs 65,000 tonnes, and the vessel, it was returned to Portsmouth for, a more in-depth analysis. This was last year, and then this was by the engineers from Babcock. Well, subsequently, it was decided that the ship would be sent to Rosyth, and it's where it was built, it was constructed for the necessary repairs in the dry dock. So the Royal Navy spokesperson said, "We expect HMS Prince of Wales to commence an operational programme as planned in autumn 2023. I got my doubts. That this will include flying training and trials. This is where it gets quite interesting, actually, because it's already been tested, you see, for that exact purpose. Well, the HMS Queen Elizabeth have, that is. Now, this will include flying training and trials. An investigation is underway to establish the cause of the starboard shaft failure and a complex. Once complete, ministers will provide an update on the outcome. Apparently. But where it gets quite interesting is these ships were going to be, they've all been trialled on the Queen Elizabeth with these drones. Not necessarily, they were trialled with the Reapers actually, but there's these new drones called Banshees. And they're going to be used for training purposes. Now, the Royal Navy has recently received these new Banshee drones. They can't afford real planes, you see, with pilots. Yeah. We're broke, you know, don't you? Yeah. Well, these jet-powered drones are capable of flying up to 400 miles per hour. It's rather slow, actually, if you think about it. And mark a significant advancement as the Royal Navy expands its use of remotely piloted air systems. It is the way forward. You're not just going to kill people. That's not. But the thing is, these are not attack drones or anything like that, no. These things are just for training purposes, it seems. Well, the Banshee Jet 80 Plus is the latest addition to the Navy's arsenal and was developed by the defence company, Quintic, with the capability to simulate. No, ladies, don't get excited. No, to simulate a threatening aircraft. Now, these drones were first trialled on the aircraft carrier HMS Prince of Wales. The Prince of Wales. It was trialled on it. Not for very long. There you go, that was probably stationary. That was back in 2021. Now, to prepare for the integration of the new technology, a new flight has been established at 700X Naval Air Squadron, the NAS, based at the Royal Naval Air Station in Culdrose. The team is tasked with learning how to maintain and safely operate their own fleet of drones. Not so it's for training purposes at the moment. Although what they said here is we have already established the use of the Reapers on Royal Navy ships. They're the American drone, aren't they? On deployment. But the introduction of the Banshee signals a revolutionary step forward in the terms of technology. Now, it was originally developed for use as targets to simulate incoming missiles. That's what they said. Or Lieutenant, what's his name, Howard. So anyway, an important point to make is that we are not weaponising these systems. Instead, there will be a vehicle that will allow the Navy to test different types of sensors. Now, the most important thing for me is that people are at the heart of this enterprise, and in the 700X NAS, we are building the skills and the knowledge of this technology, which is key if we are to move forward. Because these drones, they're not that big. They're 10 feet by 8 feet, so they're about 3 metres by 2.5 metres. So I don't know if it's the wingspan or if that is the actual length of the drone. I imagine the 3 metres must be the length of the wingspan. That's small. I've made model aeroplanes bigger than that. A glider, anyway. I'll say mini mower. Mini mower with a gull wing. Yeah. That's 12 feet wingspan. But anyway, 144 inches. Now, it can fly in excess of 400 miles an hour and a range of more than 60 miles. Which isn't very far. So, yeah, it's not exactly going to be... No, it's not going to be going... 60 miles is not far at all, is it? It's probably the range of the... Well, no, but the systems I imagine would be controlled by satellite, I'd have thought. It's not going to be direct line of sight, not even at that distance. Yeah, it's not exactly a DJI Phantom drone, I don't suppose. No. So it's quite interesting, and that we're moving away from human-controlled system. Well, there's drones. It is controlled by people, but we're not putting people in the cockpit. It seems. Now I know they say it's not going to be weaponised, but this is like a step towards that direction, isn't it? I think so, anyway. Which I don't think is a bad thing. Anyway, what do you reckon? Do you think the £3 million aircraft carriers are an absolute waste of money? Or do we need them? Considering we've depleted our defence systems. Okay, they're saying they would need to spend more money now. Some more money apparently is awarded, but it's nowhere near enough. Though. Dear me. Quite worrying, really, in some ways. You tell me, anyway. Please leave in the comments down below. Do you think I'm buggered? Because I do. Anyway, it's time for me to go. But please, like I said before, please beat the old like button. Maybe that little bell icon, because then you get a warm fuzzy feeling in your pocket every time I upload another video. And also, what a sports channel, do it on Patreon or buy us coffee, and the link's down below. Anyway, it's time for me to go, because I'll make another video, So, ta-ta.